Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It's Friday the 19th of October. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Site to get free of charge by you coming back and viewing the forecast chart, by using the videos, by looking at the blogs. We can put more adverts in front of you, and it's that generates revenue that keeps it all free of charge. So thank you for doing that and for telling your friends. Follow us on Twitter at Weather School. That's right, yeah, at Weather School. And on Facebook, do a search for Weather School, and you can like us on there too. And all of that helps generate more people coming in, which means that we get more people using the site. So thank you for doing that. Looks like we've got some topsy-turvy temperatures on the way during the next week. We've got very warm conditions coming through, or should I say very mild conditions coming through the beginning part of next week. But then by the end of the week, we're taking a tumble and we're getting quite a cold snap that's going to be coming south across the country. The question is, how long does it last? How quickly does it get across the far south of the country, and what happens as we go into the early parts of November? Now, I'm waiting for the Japanese model to come in their regular Friday update of their monthly prediction. It's been pretty good recently, so I'm waiting for that to come in and hope to put a video together for you about that later on during the course of today. But just for now, just to kick off with, you can see the temperature profile here. This is from the ECMWF. Now, it says 850 temperatures there, and this is the temperature about 5,000 feet in the atmosphere, but ignore the fact that it's high up. This is just as relevant for the surface, and really what I wanted to do is to show you the shape of the graph. It goes up to the 29th, so it's taken us up to Monday the 29th of October. You see this kind of rise in temperature, look here. This is the 23rd, so this is Tuesday. See how warm it becomes, but then look at this sharp fall off in temperatures through Wednesday into Thursday, and then a slow recovery as we head into next weekend. The ECMWF just seeing temperatures getting back up. Now compare that to the GFS ensemble. This is the ensemble for London, but really you could use it for any city. I mean, just flicking through them here, you can see it's the same for any city you choose. But if we go back to the London one here, it's more dramatic on here. Excuse me. You can see how the temperatures pick up during the course of the weekend. Bits and pieces of rain around, as you can see here, but the temperature's picking up into this weekend, into the early part of next week. This is sort of 18-19 degrees, which is could quite easily be on Monday, Tuesday next week. But then look at this fall off in temperatures. This brings us down to sort of 9 and 10 degrees as a maximum by Saturday, and then this very slow recovery in temperatures coming back up during the early part of November. But the word November should say to you, this recovery isn't probably going to be as dramatic. This is perhaps the last time that we'll see this sort of temperatures of 19 degrees during this year. Of course, never say never, but this is certainly a pattern that is looking quite familiar now. And if you look at the CFS, so if you come down the left hand side of the screen here, you click on the CFS, you'll see on here that the pattern there is actually very similar. So if we pick Birmingham temperatures here for the CFS, actually no, we won't. We'll use London because that's what we used on the previous chart. So if we look at the London temperatures, dates across the bottom here, look, so we're going from the 21st of October through to the 1st of December, and you'll see temperatures look, and then this slow excuse me, this slow recovery going into the sort of middle part of the month before we go cool again. So yesterday this slope was actually taking us all the way down here till around the 21st, 22nd. Now we've got this slight recovery taking place, but certainly it's interesting that CFS is backing up this idea of cooler weather on the way. And interesting to pick up on where the North Atlantic Oscillation and the Arctic Oscillation take us with this. You can get these by going on the site here, weatherweb.net, to the weather charts at the top here, and then come down the left hand side under GFS ensemble. We've got the North Atlantic Oscillation, the Arctic Oscillation, and the Pacific North American Oscillation. So if we use the NAO and come down to the bottom here, this is the prediction for the next 14 days. You can see how it kind of bounces around in a weekly negative category, and hinting that the westerly winds across the Atlantic aren't quite as strong. And then if we look at the Arctic Oscillation for the same time, just bring it up here, the Arctic Oscillation basically, when it's in positive phase, suggests that there are strong winds flowing around the pole, but when it's in a negative phase, then it hints at cooler winds, weaker winds flowing around the pole, which tends to allow colder air to drain off the North Pole. So this is what the Arctic Oscillation is showing. Look down here to the bottom, you see it's in a weakly negative area. So this is hinting that the cold air is able to get off the pole. The Atlantic westerly wind isn't quite so strong, so we've got this kind of fall off in temperatures taking place. So how do things shape up then for the next few days? Just to put some detail onto it. Well, this afternoon. Here's the rain this afternoon across East Anglia and the southeast. You notice it's drier out towards the north and west. Just bits and pieces of cloud for southwest Scotland, Northern Ireland and the western parts of Wales. But essentially we're just quite cloudy out towards the east, but drier elsewhere. Overnight tonight, still got those outbreaks of rain across southeastern England. It'll be after midnight before they clear away, and then some clear skies coming through. Ideal for the International Space Station pass that takes place at 5 to 8 tonight. If you've got some clear skies, it's a very, very bright pass. Heavy rain across northern parts of Scotland, some bits and pieces of showers affecting these western coasts into the early part of Saturday morning. Then through Saturday itself, where we find this ridge of high pressure is going to be building in. I think always quite autumnal though, particularly towards the north and west, where there'll be cloud and some drizzle at times. Could be some mist and fog across these more southeastern areas too, with some broken cloud, but some bright spells coming through. Then towards tomorrow evening, got some rain again, close look to the east coast, but it clears away to the east, and then for most of us, skies are going to be clear. It'll be dry overnight too for a time, but then we find thicker cloud moving in during the course of Sunday, and what this does on Sunday morning is it strengthens the winds across the south as this easterly flow picks up. Look, low pressure developing in the Bay of Biscay, so by Sunday, what we're finding is some pretty heavy bursts of rain potentially coming into East Anglia and southern parts of England, spreading into the Midlands and into southern parts of Wales. From a northern area, Scotland has a frost at first, perhaps quite frosty across northern England and Northern Ireland at first on Sunday morning too, but then becoming dry with some sunny spells, although there will be some fog patches around in some valleys. And then through the afternoon, the rain edges its way northwards through most of England and Wales and into possibly the far south of Scotland by Sunday evening. I think most of Scotland though stays dry, as does Ireland, but coming quite windy, look, together with those wet conditions across many parts of England and Wales. And then heading into the overnight period into Monday, so the rain tracks northwards into northern England, southern Scotland, eastern parts of Ireland too, through Wales, but drier weather coming into the south end. This really is heralding the milder air coming in, and that milder air is going to be over all areas by the time we're getting towards Monday and also into Tuesday. Rain across Scotland, windier here, and some rain into Northern Ireland, cooler for northern and western parts of Scotland, but the milder air in further south, although quite a bit of mist and murk around because of the cloud that's associated with it, particularly in the north and the west, although East Anglia and the southeast may see some sunshine. And then into Tuesday are warmer conditions. I think quite a dull start to Tuesday though, with some drizzle, with some mist and fog patches, but I think the sun will break through and Tuesday itself should actually be quite a bright day. I think high pressure is going to be coming through. Where the sun comes through we could get 19-20 degrees. I think probably though staying quite dull and drizzly and calm, so a proper autumnal feel to the day I think by the time we're getting in towards Tuesday, and I think some drizzly bits across the north, but feeling relatively mild. And then for Wednesday, well, we start to see a change taking place. Look, the winds come into the north. We find cooler weather coming into Scotland. Brighter weather, though, for the north of Scotland and cooler too. But I think some outbreaks of rain down these eastern coasts. I think what we will find is that rain tending to become more persistent down these eastern coasts as we head into Friday. It does look like, into Thursday, sorry. It does look like this high that's going to be building in is going to be bringing quite a bit of cloud down these eastern and central parts of the country. I think bits and pieces of rain. But this front to the south, look, is going to be meeting this colder weather coming in from the north, and kind of we've got a battleground developing across the south, and this is my hesitation about knowing how quickly the cooler air arrives across southern England. It will get there though, and I think that by Friday we've got cooler air down across all of the country coming in on a northeast or northerly wind. I think some clouds, some outbreaks of rain down these eastern coasts again, but for the south and further west it should be brighter and drier, but cooler across all parts of the country. And then into next weekend, into Saturday of next weekend, if I can bring it up for you, there we go. We're staying cool. We've still got this battleground down across the far south. So again, I kind of have a hesitation over exactly how cold it will go along the southern coast. But generally, I think for many of us, it is going to be a cool day. And I think we will find some sunny spells around. But really, I think it's going to be cloudy is the order of the day. Although these western coasts probably not faring too badly at all. And then we get back into the scenario of the cooler temperatures coming through. We're going to be seeing these temperatures falling off, and that takes us into that early part of November. So still the emphasis is on actually becoming drier but cooler once we get to the end of next week. Of course, we're keeping your eyes on this for you, and as I say, I'm going to try and update you later on the longer range outlook, which will give us more detail for early November and for the rest of the month. So thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining. As I said before, we're all kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen here. So thanks again for coming back. Thanks for telling your friends, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.